I'm a sergeant.
Do you have a lieutenant sergeant?
I do have a...
Can I get him down here, please?
No.
Because you don't know what you're saying right now.
I can tell you, you need to move.
Interfering is a physical
You
act.
need to move. You don't know the statute.
So
you need to move.
And that is assault.
Read 'em and weep, you bootlickers. Payout, random patriot style. What's up? It's so good to see you again. Oh my gosh. So I have some never before seen video footage for us to watch. Apparently the officers' body cams, they caught some conversations inside the police department and outside that my camera didn't catch. So this is an update video to an interaction that the YouTube channel Auditing Arkansas and I had with the Hot Springs Police Department last November. So we initially went there to question the Hot Springs PD about an incident that happened the week prior on Halloween night when an officer assaulted and arrested some teenage girls for littering. And I wasn't there 20 minutes before they assaulted me too. So let's check out those body cams. Then I want to look at the reports made by the sergeant and lieutenant because it really highlights the comfortably ignorant mindset that these cops have. And I also filed a claim against the city for damages, and I want to look at that as well. Check it out.
Nope.
Oh, no, I'm good. Is the police station open?
No, it's not. It's a holiday.
It is? That's how everything else was. I wasn't sure.
Yep.
Hell yeah. What are you guys up to?
Where's your straps?
Calls for service.
Just hanging?
Where's your straps?
We don't wear them all.
Yeah, we
Officer first class, corporal.
Nice.
Okay.
We just seen you guys film, so which
Oh.
is your right.
Yeah,
We're just
oh,
gonna
yeah.
talk to
Yeah, I
you,
just
make
wanna
sure
make sure
everything's
Oh, yeah,
okay.
we're cool. Yeah.
We're taking calls at the police, talking to people, making reports. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
If
We're just enjoying our day.
Come inside and stuff,
Yeah, I didn't realize. I was thinking they were going to be closed Monday, not today. So we came up today to hang out, and everything's
Yeah, if
closed.
you come up on Monday, it'll be open up.
Gotcha.
Good.
Cool.
All right.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks. I don't think I mentioned it. So I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas right now. I'm with Auditing Arkansas, right behind me. Watch out.
I wouldn't do it because this is what I don't want. I don't want to call you guys.
And I just had a couple police. They were nice. They just came and asked some questions, and I forgot I wanted to ask them some questions. So. I just thought of something I wanted to ask you if you got a minute. If you're busy, I can come back.
What's up?
So, the Halloween incident with the trick-or-treating girls, whatever happened with all that? Is there charges being pressed against them still?
I don't know the answer.
You don't know anything about that? Were you involved in that at all?
I was, yes.
You showed up? What do you think about it? You think Lieutenant May was in the right for escalating it to that level?
I mean, we're doing our jobs.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I think Lieutenant May was in the wrong. I'm not saying I think everyone else that showed up was in the wrong. They were doing their jobs, but I do think he was in the wrong. What do you think about it?
I mean, we were just doing our jobs.
Do you think he was in the right? Would you? Or let me ask you this:
Okay.
Would you have done it the same way?
I couldn't say. I mean, I wasn't in that situation, so I couldn't.
You've seen the video. You should know whether if someone shows me a job site I've not been on, I'll tell you what I would have done or not would have done. So what would you have done on that job site?
I mean, he encountered somebody that broke the law, and he dealt with the situation. So, I mean, that's all.
So you think if someone's littering, it's okay to escalate it to violence?
I mean, if you have a non-compliant suspect.
I mean, he went hands-on with them before they were non-compliant.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't there for that portion, so I mean, I can't.
You seen the video?
His body camera footage?
Yeah.
I think everybody has, yeah.
Right. So do you think it's okay to go hands-on with someone for littering, even if they don't like the fact that they got caught littering? That it's okay to escalate it with a minor to violence? He immediately grabbed out, and the girl was actually apologizing to him and saying she would pick it up, and he threw her out of the way. And then that's when it escalated with the other girls because he immediately goes hands-on with a minor over a Red Bull can on Halloween. You ever TP a house when you were a kid?
No, I can't say that I did.
Any of your friends do that or anything? I'm not saying I did either.
Yeah, I think
it's just a general question.
A couple of my friends probably did.
You think they should have got beat up for it?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not trying to put you in a corner. I'm literally just asking you.
I mean,
the answer is no.
I mean, if they run into law enforcement.
The answer is no. You shouldn't think your friend should be beat up for TPing in a house. I think anyway. I'd be surprised if someone said yes.
Okay.
What do you think, brother?
I mean, that's your opinion.
You think people should get beat up for littering?
I prefer not to say.
Huh?
I prefer not to say. I mean,
So refer not to say is kind of saying. I know what you're saying.
I'm not gonna say anything against his lieutenant because it's
Right. That's exactly.
well,
That's
he's not
what's
my
happening.
lieutenant, so
he's still at range.
that doesn't matter.
We're just hanging out.
Yep. Do you guys think it's okay to go hands-on with someone for littering? If I threw, and let me ask you this: if I threw a cigarette butt right in front of you right now, would you go hands-on with me?
It's all going to depend on the situation.
Well, in this situation,
All right. What are we doing right now?
asking you a question.
Okay. Are these other units investigating something right now?
No idea. They came up and talked to us first.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm
And-
sorry. I'd be asking if he was busy.
Okay, if they're investigating or if they're doing something right now, by law, you're interfering in a governmental operation, so y'all need to...
Interfering is a physical act, so asking him a question is not interfering. And I literally,
Sir.
and sir, hold on, let me
That's not
finish.
what I'm
Let me
telling
finish,
you.
and then I'll let you talk. And whenever I walked up here, I asked him specifically, "Hey, are you busy? Because if you are, I'll come back." And he said, "No, what's up?" So now we're talking. I didn't just come bombard him. I literally asked him, "Are you busy? And can we talk?" And he said, "Yes."
Okay, if the...
I'll walk away if you want
We
to.
were as polite to him as we would be to our mothers.
Okay, but if the units are here in the parking lot, then they're taking care of an official business.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, then we don't need to be right here where they're taking care of the business.
Well, we asked them and they said they would talk.
Sir, I think you're coming up and you don't know what the situation is,
Yep.
and you're assuming a lot of things right now.
I'm not assuming.
You absolutely are assuming, because you're assuming that I just came up here and started bombarding them.
I didn't
You
say that.
You didn't hear me ask permission and say, "What's up? Are you busy?" He said, "No. What's going on?" And we talked.
How many units is in the parking lot?
That's irrelevant. It could
No,
be
it's
10.
not. It's very relevant
The gentleman
because
on my
we're
right
here.
was taking a report with another lady, so we didn't bother him. This unit's empty. This unit had two individuals.
The reason that unit is empty is because that officer's right there.
Okay.
And they come up to me and start talking to me first.
Okay, they probably wanting to know if you were part of the call that they were up here on.
That was you're doing some more assuming, sir. You're doing some more assuming. I have it all on video.
Citizens yeah, go.
Let me get out of y'all's way.
Go.
Let me get out of your way.
We don't want to impede or anything. We did that quick.
Pull
Yeah,
over here.
honestly, you're escalating by assuming.
I'm not assuming. I'm just
You're assuming
explaining.
a lot of things. Everything
How
you
am I
said-
assuming?
Everything you said so far is an assumption that you've made.
Okay, I
without
can
any
tell you.
information.
I can tell you straight up. We don't usually hang out here in the parking lot, so we're not just out here visiting. If we're here, we're on official police business.
Cool. Good. Cool.
Well, we don't know
So
if we hang out here
that's not
either.
an assumption, okay?
We
It has
are.
nothing to do with what you assumed a bunch of other things. Now you're trying to change the subject to something that doesn't even matter.
You assumed we were interfering with an
You
investigation.
assumed we were interfering. You assumed that when they came up and talked to me, it's because they thought I was part of the call. All
I
that's
didn't see
assuming.
the officers talking to
All
you.
that's
I was
assuming.
explaining to you that if they're out here, they're on official business.
Okay.
But if
Until
you're
they
in uniform
can.
in your car, you're on official business.
You're always on official business.
That doesn't.
Okay, gentlemen.
They can't talk to
Are
you.
you on
We're
official
finished with
business?
this.
So back to my question. If I threw a cigarette down right now in front of everyone here, would you go hands on with me? What would you do if I threw a cigarette butt down?
I know what this is in reference to, and I'm going to just tell you like this. Each situation is going to be handled.
Okay, so I'm not talking about that
Independently.
situation. I'm talking about this situation.
Well, I imagine you would be asked to pick it up.
Okay, let's say I didn't pick it up. What happens?
It's still a Class A misdemeanor. You can still go to jail.
Okay, so if I don't pick it up and I walk away,
There's a lot of ifs in life, okay?
Well,
And I'm not going to if this
I'm
conversation
just
with you.
asking you
So
a
this conversation is finished.
Okay.
See, my-
There's one that's not in here. What's the Third Amendment to the Constitution?
As far as that, I don't recall right offhand.
And you swore not to uphold the Constitution, did you not?
I am.
Okay. Would you look that up when next time you go in and remember?
I can.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, can you quote me all of the Fourth and the Fifth Amendment or the 16th Amendment?
Not by word, but I can
Okay.
tell you what it's about.
I could do most
Okay.
of that. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
What's
All right,
the
we're finished right here.
5 elements of the First Amendment? That's an easy one. What's the 5 elements of the First Amendment?
I said we're finished with this conversation, okay?
Because I want you to get it right. The acronym is RAPPA. R-A-P-P-A.
I'm gonna get out. I'm actually out of the way.
You all finished here.
Trying to get finished. Trying to do an E-crash real fast, and I'm gonna get out of here. So.
Okay. All right. These gentlemen are conducting an official investigation, so y'all need to move down away from the area that he's investigating.
Stand right here.
No, sir, you're not. You're going to have to move from where he's investigating this.
It's not impeding anything.
Sir, this is what I'm fixing to tell you. You're interfering with a governmental operation if you do not move from right here. I'm not going to explain it to you any further.
Is this the lady he's working with?
Do you have a lieutenant?
I'm a sergeant.
Do you have a lieutenant?
I do have a...
Can I get him down here, please?
No.
Because you don't know what you're saying right now.
I can tell you, you need to move.
Interfering is a physical
You
act.
need to move. You don't know the statute.
So
you need to move.
And that is assault.
I got it.
That is assault.
Need to move.
Brother, give me my phone and I'm leaving. Give me my phone.
Yeah, you're fixing to move.
Okay, give me my phone and I'll...
You back up and I will give you your phone.
Give me my phone and I'll leave.
Back up.
Give me my phone.
Back up or you're going to jail.
All right, brother, give me my phone. There's no reason
Now.
to go... So you escalated it to violence, just like I said you would.
You're interfering with a governmental operation.
Interfering.
If you do not
Interfering.
move from right here. I'm not going to explain it to you any
you have a
further.
lieutenant?
Is this the lady he's working with?
Do you have a lieutenant?
I'm a sergeant.
Do you have a lieutenant?
I do have a...
Can I get him down here, please?
No.
Because you don't know what you're saying right now.
I can tell you, you need to move.
Interfering is a physical
You
act.
need to move. You don't know the statute.
So
you need to move.
And that is assault.
I got it.
That is
You
assault.
need to move.
Brother, give me my phone and I'm leaving. Give me my phone.
Yeah, you're fixing to move.
Okay, give me my phone and I'll...
You back up and I will give you your phone.
Give me my phone and I'll leave.
Back up.
He just assaulted him in front of you. Are you going to do something
Or
about
you're
it?
going to jail.
All right, brother, give me my phone. There's no reason to go... So you escalated it to violence, just like I said you would.
The reason I did, if you will read the statute, you're interfering.
You need to read the statute. It's a physical act.
Come on. Hey, Sarge.
You're getting a complaint on your record.
Okay, that's fine. We deal with complaints. You guys have the right to complain. Come on, Sarge. They're just trying to bait. They're baiting us. They're baiting us. They're trying to get paycheck. They're trying to get our paycheck. Come over here. We're good. We're good. All right. This is all. You guys can't impede parking spaces, fronts of entrances. If you're gonna rightfully, lawfully record, get somewhere you can lawfully record.
You don't need to be right here within their area.
Right here. Thank you, Captain. You're... Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
I'm not. Look, we're not interfering. We're not going to say anything to anybody.
Okay.
We're stand here and we're going to be quiet.
You just let
Just stay back out of their area.
I'm going to stand.
Sergeant M Brown. What's your badge number, please?
My badge number is 16. And if you will read the statute, it does not have to be physical. It can be verbal.
No, it can't.
You don't know the law very well.
You know it. You know better than you. You don't even know the person in it. Can I ask you, other than the witnesses? I was actually just coming to talk and ask questions, and then he came up and started shit. I was like, me and them were having a really cool conversation, being really polite. There was no anything until he came up. The sergeant came up.
But what did I tell you to start with? I said if they're here, they're doing an official investigation. You need to be back out of their way.
Can I do it right?
You can do a complaint.
We're busy, and they said
I don't
right
have
now?
one. I don't. Normally, this is
Okay.
I push it
specifically, I have it on film.
Like,
They asked me if he had time for a question.
It may be something that has to be done Monday, or when a lieutenant's on duty. I don't believe it's on the lieutenant.
If you wouldn't have came out here like that, we'd have been gone in 5 minutes. But now we're going to stick around here for an hour.
I don't believe there's a lieutenant on duty, unless there's one in CID and it's Lieutenant Hayes.
Would you mind hollering at him for me? Thank you. You just broke my... He broke my property, though.
And I saw him do it. I got it on video that you did it. That was assault.
That's assault.
I don't want to touch him as assault. And you, Corporal, you're scared to do anything. And you, Corporal, you're scared to do anything to your sergeant.
You need to start doing this. Don't just go along with it because he's a sergeant.
Once a lieutenant, they're definitely poking and prodding. They want.
What are they here for?
They're trying to get a rise. They're trying to get us to bite into something.
Well then,
Tell your other units to leave. There's no reason for them to be here. They can videotape all they want.
Yeah, that's what I told them. That's exactly what I said. That's what I said.
Okay, explain to them, you're in the area of their investigation, you need to move, and they didn't want to move.
Oh, so there's
Is Hayes here?
investigation?
Is Hayes here?
Is Tiffany still out here?
Tiffany needs to leave. If the guy's not out there on business, then they need to leave.
That's what you were telling me. I told him CID's out there. No one counted on us going up here.
They're trying to get a rise and pull something out of us doing something that we shouldn't.
129. On run one of that. Also, boy, Tracy.
Tracy Boyd. I know, yeah.
Alright, gentlemen.
Here and LT Burfond was here too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I gave her a package.
Is he up there?
Is everybody still up there? I don't know if he's in his office or not. He was wrapping up on it earlier.
If he's here, this guy wants to speak to a lieutenant.
Yeah.
He's going to file a complaint on me because I was telling him he had to leave.
Why do you have to leave?
Because our guys are out here trying to work an accident, and they're right here in the middle of it.
I'll see if he's here.
It is a volunteer fire matter.
His lights off in his office.
Okay.
Hang on.
Is Hayes here?
My lieutenant's here.
Your lieutenant's here?
Yep.
Oh, Patrick's here. I'm sorry, I think he's trying to get a rise out of us. What is it that he was referencing?
He's wanting to know if we will go physical if someone throws trash on the ground.
For littering?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, each situation is separate. They're different.
Absolutely.
I told him, I said, if these units are out here, they're out here on official business. We don't just hang out and park out here.
129.
Yeah, I guess we have helper. Is there a race or something going on again?
Yes, tomorrow.
Cool. So
Tomorrow there's
that happened a lot.
What's going on?
The meeting room upstairs. Or?
Tracy Allen, point 265 Class C valid, has numbers. Shows to be a parolee, active supervision, for 20 miles an hour, clear.
And the guy put the camera in my face. Yes, I did. Push it out.
I know Sergeant Williams. I just saw him.
Yeah, he's upstairs.
we do have I don't. You know what Lieutenant how it's going to go. Lieutenant is going to if Lieutenant Patrick's here, he'll talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were watching, and we're like, we didn't like the way they walked up on John, and we're like,
That's what I'm
Well, he came and pulled me while I was talking with someone else, and he's like, Albright kept coming up to me. I'm like, bro, I'm taking what's up? And he's like, man, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you. There's something going on. I'll tell them that it's locked to the public unless they
Yeah, because the office is closed.
No. Hey, just so you know, it's locked today because there's no staff here to work the front. We're letting it in case by case. There's volunteers coming in for a briefing for a race. If you, yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, so we're opening it. We'll bring them out, and then it's open if you have a call for service or have some kind of criminal anything going on. But our lieutenant will be out to talk to you in a minute. Thanks. They're trying to. Yeah, they're fishing. They're provoking. But I know. Just two. They're asking amendment questions and all that. So.
Albright's out here working an accident. He was up here taking care of something else. These guys are up here in there between units.
Yes, ma'am.
They were filming us while we were taking calls for service.
Gotcha.
And I said, guys, if these guys are out here, they're on official business. You need to move back. No, I don't need to move back. I said, you need to move back. They're interfering with their own operation. And the one guy, like, this close to my face when we shut the camera back out. I said, you need to back up.
All right. They're going to FOI it. I'm not going to stop the recording. Yeah.
I believe out of Louisiana. 228.
Now back to the sidewalk, and then he's
Toyota SUV green.
filed a
They were
complaint.
filming like out on HSPD and the back lot as well initially.
Yeah.
How you doing? Good, how are you? Doing good.
What should we do for you, sir?
Pensioner. Hey, thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Y'all be careful out there.
Yes, sir.
What's going on out here? I'm just real curious.
They're just trying to draw attention.
I don't recognize them.
Anyway, hey, y'all have a tough job.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
What can I do for you? Hey, how are you?
Justin.
Lieutenant Patrick. You as well.
I'm not here to start anything. We were literally here talking to a couple police officers who came up to us first. I came back to talk to them, asked them politely if you're busy. Yeah, said if you're busy, I'll come back. When you're not, he said, no, what's up? So me and him were having just a normal conversation, and then Sergeant, I already forgot his name because he came up and started escalating with me immediately, saying I was interfering and I don't need to be talking to him. And I told him he was assuming things. I already asked him if he was busy or not. Well, anyways, he wants us out of here, so we get up on the sidewalk away from everything, and he immediately gets in my face, grabs my phone out of my hand, breaks this in half, and gets in my face and starts walking me back, saying that I'm going to go to jail for standing here filming.
Well, I think from what he was telling me, that the guys were here on official business and they were trying to answer calls for service, and y'all were filming that. And he was just, from what he told me, that he just asked you guys, don't interrupt their official business. Don't interrupt me. I'm just talking, okay? But anyway, he just said that they were trying to do official business, and by you guys being up in their business, he just asked you to step away from them while they do their official business.
Did immediately.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, then he took my phone and broke it, and got in my face and threatened to arrest if I don't leave the premises.
Yeah, threatened to arrest us both.
I mean, I don't know what transpired to provoke that either way.
Obvious break. Equipment here.
My stuff's broken, and we got it on film.
I mean, we're on film. You guys are on film just as well. We have our body cameras, and we film the same thing.
So, are you kind of in the? What's your stance on all this?
Well, until I see a video of otherwise. I mean, it's just he said.
You're just gonna take his word over.
No,
ours?
that's not what. No, what I'm saying is there's two sides to every story, right? So
it's pretty obvious what happened. I got broken material in my pocket.
Well, but you're telling me what happened. He's telling me a different.
Corporal probably already. What did the corporal tell you?
Are you listening to me?
I am, but I already know what you're saying. You're taking his side. All you have is his side and my side, so you're not going to take a stance on it. Is what you're saying, right? You got two sides, and you don't know what to believe, so you're going to believe your sergeant.
No, you have a video, and he has a video. I'd like to go look at both of those.
I'd like to file a complaint on him, please.
For
assault?
Come on.
And battery?
Yeah.
Really? I have broken, bro.
He reached out.
Right, but I think, don't you think that's a little...
No, I do not.
Really?
Don't you think he took it a little far? Yeah, let's say I get in your face and I grab your camera and break
That's
it.
not gonna happen.
Am I going to go to jail for that? Yes. So why isn't he? So he needs to go to jail too.
We're the police. You just can't.
Exactly. So that's my whole point. Is you think you're better than us and you can get away with shit that I can't get away with.
No, you think you're better than us because
No, I don't. I was talking to dude like a normal person. You're crazy, brother. This is crazy.
So you're not listening to me.
No, because you're taking their side.
Nobody. All right. So here's the side. Okay. You can come here Monday. The captain will be here. You're more than welcome talking to her.
This is Hot Springs Police Department.
Hot Springs Police Department.
Trash.
Why would you go and say?
Because that's what you're acting.
Nobody.
I just got assaulted and you're taking his side.
You didn't get assaulted.
I absolutely did.
What is assault?
Any unwanted touching.
Yes.
According to statute.
And what do you think that he did?
He reached out, snatched the phone out of his hand.
After what? After he told him to step back?
After I backed up.
Did he tell you to step back?
And I did.
And then what did you do after that?
And I kept backing up wherever he told me to.
Saying. And you won't let me go look at the video to say.
Go look at it. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay.
Or you want me to show you? I got it.
If you have it, let's see it.
Here, his will be a better view.
I'll see if I can rewind this.
I don't appreciate you calling us trash.
Well, I don't appreciate being assaulted and you're laughing at me about it.
Nobody.
I came up here, dude.
What time did anybody laugh?
You just did. I have it on camera too. Do you want to watch you laughing? Do you want to watch you laughing?
You were saying that you
did
were
he laugh?
assaulted.
Yeah.
So now we got two on two. Yes, you did laugh. I have it on film. Do you want to watch you laughing at me saying I was assaulted?
Did you find it?
Well, it's going to take a minute.
I got time.
Because I don't know how to fast forward.
Dude, we were having a very good conversation. Very positive. Nobody was like mad that I was talking to them. It was a fine conversation until Sergeant walks up. Then he immediately escalates the entire thing. And no one's even getting in his face. Like, we are backing up doing what he's saying, and then he still grabs my phone out of my hand and breaks it because I'm not leaving the entire premises.
I don't have to leave the entire premises.
No, you don't.
I don't. Well, that's what he broke my phone over and threatened arrest on me for. That's illegal too. You can't threaten arrest for something that's not illegal. You can't go around saying I'm going to arrest you if you don't leave here.
You can, but
Yes,
you
you
won't go to
can.
court.
No, you can't.
It's private property. If he says
This isn't private property.
No, I'm saying they can't. You said they can't say that. Yes, they can.
If
On
it's private, that's
property,
not
somebody
this
has asked you to
circumstance.
leave,
That's
you have
not
to
this
leave.
circumstance. This circumstance is public.
I'm getting close.
This is public property.
Oh, you got your own screen lock.
Yeah. Okay, there's the sergeant. Now I'm backing up, okay? Because the sergeant's saying back up.
Okay. Does it have sound?
Yeah, I'm sure it does, but I don't know how to.
Here, dude. Here, I'll just show mine real quick.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Well, listen, guys, we're not trying to stop you guys from doing anything or asking us any type of question. But listen to me. Nobody's trying to stop you guys from asking questions or video anything. But you have to. One thing you do have to do, and that's us with you and use us. Just respect our space.
We absolutely will.
Okay, and I'm just saying that's all we're asking to do. You can ask questions. You can ask questions. You can videotape. We are 100% on you. I'm being transparent on all that. Okay.
I want accountability, and whenever you let him get away with it, he's gonna do it tomorrow.
Well, listen to me. That accountability goes both ways.
It does.
Okay, so let me.
Let's watch.
Okay.
Here, you can hold that.
Real smart.
Oh, yeah. Let me get up to it.
North.
I don't want to waste much time. So they came up to us and started talking to us first, and we were just and there's nothing really being said.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what are you doing?
Can you get it like right to the point?
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you. Like they came up to us first.
These guys are good. I'm
We're
not worried
cool.
about
We're
them.
cool. Nothing's crazy. We go over here, and then I'm like, oh, I thought something I wanted to ask them. So we go back to ask them.
Yeah, I'm fully transparent.
I was like, oh crap, I should have asked them while they were here.
Bad people in jail, I take good reports.
I just thought of something I wanted to ask you. You got it, man. If you're busy, I can come back.
26 years and
See, I'm even saying I'll come back if you're busy.
With trick-or-treating girls. Whatever happened with all that?
And we talked for a minute, but I just wanted to show you that happened.
Simple assault.
It's cool. Like, there's no animosity, nothing like that. And then the sergeant comes. Oh, he's cool too. Yeah.
Think it's okay to go hands-on with someone for littering?
Sure. I'm equal to you. You're equal to me.
Let me ask you this. If I threw a cigarette butt right in front of you right now, would you go hands-on with me?
It's all going to depend on the situation.
Well, in this situation,
What are we doing right now?
asking you questions.
Nothing.
No idea. They came up and talked to us first.
Sir?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'd be asking you this.
If they're investigating, if they're doing something right now, by law, you're interfering in a government operation, so you'll be
Interfering is a physical act, so asking them a question is not interfering. And I literally, and sir, hold on, let me finish, and then I'll let you talk. And whenever I walked up here, this unit had 2 individuals.
The reason that unit is empty is because
The sergeant's argument was that because you were parked in this parking lot, you were on official. Okay, so I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about this situation.
At the time,
I found a cigarette butt.
there, you guys didn't impede.
Okay, let's say
There was a lady here that was
still a class
in an accident before coming in town with
Okay, so if I don't pick it up and I walk away,
Okay. Well, I'm not going to.
I'm just asking you a few questions.
Conversation is finished.
You seem uncomfortable answering my questions.
As far as that, I don't recall that offhand.
Look that up next time you go in. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Can you quote me all of the Fourth and the Fifth Amendment?
This is about where it goes.
Yeah, our initial contact with you guys.
I can do most of that, yeah, definitely. What's the 5 elements of the First Amendment? That's an easy one. What's the 5 elements of the First Amendment? I'll give you a hint. I'm going to give you a hint because I want you to get it right. The acronym is RAPS. R-A-P-P-S.
All right, so I'm gonna do something right here. So right there, when he's wanting to disengage with this conversation, and this is with anybody, when they want to disengage or they're trying to disengage, please don't engage with people who don't want to be engaged with. Because it's not going to be good for anybody.
So you coming up with the reason?
No, I'm just saying I can see him trying to disengage, and you won't let it happen.
He realized he was.
It doesn't matter what he realized.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
he realized he was making himself.
Regardless, nobody wants to look bad.
So is it okay if I go hands on with you whenever you want to disengage?
Are you listening to? Yeah, you
I am listening to you. Him going hands on with me does not justify anything.
But
or,
what,
I mean, me not disengaging.
But what I'm saying is,
I get you.
We can't keep pressing somebody until we get a reaction. That's not fair to them.
Okay.
When somebody
you
feels
make a really good point.
Why do you keep interrupting me? You're not letting me make a point.
Go ahead.
If somebody gets to a point where they're uncomfortable, whether it be through conversation or just through actions, and they want to disengage from that, and you keep pressing that.
Was I following him around?
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. No. He tried to disengage.
No, I'm in a 5-foot radius. I haven't moved.
Are you letting me talk?
Are you understanding what I'm saying?
I'm watching the video. You keep following him, and you're asking him questions and trying to tell him that you're smarter than he is, and he's trying to disengage.
I'm trying to help him.
No.
I'm literally getting.
You're trying to embarrass him.
No,
you're trying
to get it right.
You're trying to embarrass him.
I literally said I want you to get this right, bro.
Right, but you're doing it. You're not doing it to help. You're doing it to embarrass him.
No, if you don't know it, that is your fault for not knowing, and that's not my fault. But if you're embarrassed because you don't know something, that's not my fault.
But you're publicly trying to embarrass him in front of people and his peers.
Did you and him both take an oath to the Constitution?
Yes, but
so that he should know it, and it is embarrassing that he doesn't know it. It is,
Lieutenant.
But just because listen to me. Just because I know something that you don't, I'm not going to embarrass you, and I'm not going to blame you for not knowing that.
It's his job to know it.
Well, even at the job that you do, there's some things at your job that you don't know.
You showed me to come up and fix your refrigerator,
you're not letting
and
me
I don't
talk.
know anything
You're not
about
letting me talk.
refrigerators. Are you going to? I'm going to be very embarrassing.
I've been pretty cordial with you guys. Let me.
Yeah, you're straight.
So listen. You guys have video. We have video. That's not going anywhere. You asked for a lieutenant so I can get through all of what he has to say.
Well, he wants to stop and try to justify his actions.
Let him get through it.
That's all he's doing.
He has to be transparent. We all have to.
No, he's just
your video is not going anywhere.
You have video evidence? He is fishing for justification.
Do you have video evidence?
This is what I'm fixing to tell you.
Do you have video evidence? Do we have video evidence? Did you ask for a lieutenant?
Interfering
Let him
from right here. I'm not going to explain it to you. Is this the way he's working with? Do you have a lieutenant? I'm sorry. Do you have a lieutenant? Can I get him down here, please? No. Because you don't know what you're saying right now. I tell you need to move. Interfering is a physical act. You need to move. You don't know the statute. So if you make...
You're saying that's part where it got broke right here?
Yep, now it's broke. And that's the end of it.
Okay, now, as to your point, when he was following him around and the sergeant was trying to disengage, this was after he broke his camera.
No, that was just then. That's part. I was just. That's when because I stopped it before it got broke.
Here's the thing, and I get it. Like if I was following him around, like around the whole building, that I would be like, yeah, I was taking it too far. But I'm talking like a 5-foot radius I walk.
Right.
There's no following anyone around. I'm literally just doing this. It's not following anybody. He could have just walked off, and I would have still stood here. If he walked around the corner or inside, I'm still standing right there. He could have walked off any time.
Let's get down to the brass tacks of it. You saw him reach for the camera and grab it.
I saw him grab a camera. Yes.
Okay. You see that he has broken.
I don't know if that's what is it. What is it?
You know, and for me personally, if I got an apology, I wouldn't file a complaint. That's my personal.
If I get an apology from him on camera, bygones be bygones, I'm out of here. If not, I'm upset.
But let me ask you this: Would you also apologize for trying to embarrass him in front of his peers?
I don't think I was doing that, but yeah, sure. I'll meet him in the middle there.
Mike, come here for a second.
Sure.
Will you guys meet in the middle on this? He said he'll let bygones be bygones, and he'll apologize. He wants.
I want $15 for the broke thing.
Stop. Let me explain.
That's what I want, and I'm done.
So now you want money and an apology. Well, that's not what you just said.
No, you brought it up, and I said yes, and then I added something. It wasn't my idea. It was your idea, and
you just said
from my part,
right? And he just said if he had an apology, he would be gone with it as well. And then he added, "I want an apology and."
Well, I'd like my equipment returned to me. I don't want to go home with my broken equipment.
I don't know if how it's broken. Can I see it,
brother?
Can I see it?
Yes, sir.
And if Sergeant's going to be truthful and transparent, he's going to say he broke it too.
how this thing works.
If you can fix it, then even better. But
Well, explain what I'm looking at. Maybe that may help me here. Okay, I think I got this. So,
How's this actually operate?
So you hold it like this, and that attaches right there. See, that's broken.
That is broken. Yes, I do see where that is broken.
I'm not going to pretend it was $100 or anything. It was literally 15 bucks at Walmart. Yeah. If I could get my money to replace that and an apology, I would love to shake his hand and just be out of here.
No complaints with A.
That's entirely up to Sergeant Brown if he would like to do that. I mean, I think that we all learned a little bit from this incident, and I think we can all be a little bit better in how we do it. Like I discussed with you about,
yes, sir.
You know, letting somebody disengage and not trying to re-engage and try to make them, you know, look bad in front of folks. So that's.
I'm not, and I don't mean to argue, but I promise you, I wasn't trying to. If he knew the answer, then he doesn't look bad. I didn't know he didn't know the answer. Yeah. I asked him a question, hoping he would answer.
Just listening on the camera, I could see. I took it as that, and I was not a part of it, and I took it as you were just trying to be confrontational and show him that you knew more than he did and was just trying to embarrass him.
I asked him the easiest question there is to the Constitution. I literally, if I wanted to find hold on, let me finish real quick. If I wanted to stump him, I would have asked him a way harder question. Trust me, I know plenty. I asked him literally the easiest one I could think of, and I can show you other videos of me doing this and cops knowing it, and I post it, and it's awesome because I love them to know it. I want you to know the First Amendment. Like I need you to know the First Amendment. I do not expect you not to know it. I expect you to know it. So when I ask you it, I'm expecting you to answer me, just like other cops do.
So why wouldn't it be something like this? Like, hey, if you don't know the 5 things about the First Amendment, I'd like to give you an acronym that helps me remember. And
that's literally what I said.
It's not, well, it's kind of, okay, but the way you went about it,
well,
it was very confrontational.
I won't argue with that. You're right.
It wasn't like, hey, let me help you out.
But I will say, you're right. I'm not going to argue with that. But before that, it was me and the other cops were having a really good conversation.
You were, I saw that.
And then he came and escalated it by assuming a bunch of things he didn't know. And then now me and him are kind of having a not so good conversation. And that's where that tone came from, because he came in with a bunch of assumptions that he had no idea about, that I was bombarding those cops and I wouldn't leave them alone, when literally you saw me ask if you're busy or not, and I'll come back if you are.
I did see that.
And so he assumed a bunch of stuff, and now me and him are arguing because he's assuming stuff, and I'm still trying to give him an easy question.
Well, right now we've gotten through that, right? You understand where he's coming from.
So far, we'll see how it goes. Yes.
He understands where you're coming from, right? And we're all going to learn, and we're going to try to be better, right? And like I said, just try to understand what I talked to you about with that space, and respecting when somebody says hey, and when they try to disengage. Okay, now Sergeant Brown wants to take care of that. That is entirely up to you all. If you want to press anything further, you are more than welcome to as well. Okay?
Well, an apology and a handshake is good for me.
I don't do many handshakes. I'll do a fist bump or something. But as far as what I was trying to explain to you, interfering with a governmental operation is not always physical. It can be refusing to comply with a lawful command.
And that wasn't a lawful command.
He was talking about when he asked you to get off the sidewalk and get out in front of the doors.
That wasn't a lawful command for me to get off the public. Is this public property right here? I was well away from everything that was happening.
I'm just trying to explain to you what he's.
Yeah.
What he's
well,
trying to tell
he
you.
needs to just be more chill with the public and not try to force your authority over everybody because they said something you didn't like.
Hold on.
That's what happened.
I know, but stop.
That is what happened.
Okay, but listen. See, instead of just saying stop doing this and stop, throwing your authority, why don't you say, hey, I think you could have come at me a little different.
Why aren't you saying that to him?
Because you're the one that's saying
no,
it.
he's the one that escalated it.
I'm trying to help.
No, I'm not done. No, whenever he came up to me, he is the one that escalated everything. Why aren't you telling him, hey, when you talk to the public, you could say it a lot nicer. You could do this, you could do that. You're not doing any of that. You're doing it to me.
He was just
to your professional sergeant.
He was just fixing to apologize, and then you told him how he should come at you, and that he should.
He wanted to justify his actions before he apologized. So instead of apologizing, he started on a rant about how he was justified doing what he was doing, instead of just saying, sorry, brother.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Was he not?
Did
he not start a whole speech that had nothing to do with an apology?
You did.
Lieutenant, I'm not going to take up your time if he wants to file a formal complaint.
So I would love to fist bump or elbow.
I'm done with this conversation.
But I just want an apology, dude. I'll even say sorry to you for making you look dumb.
But you always want to put in the last word. You don't want to listen to what I've got to say. So You can.
No, I want an apology. I don't want a speech from you. I want an apology, and I will apologize right back. I don't want a speech first.
I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable.
What about my equipment?
We will address that.
Do you apologize for breaking my equipment and getting in my face?
As far as being in the face, you had your camera within 12 inches or less.
You walked up to me. I didn't move,
All right,
brother. You got in my face. It's on camera. You getting in my face.
Get him down here, please.
No.
Because you don't know what you're saying right now.
I can tell you need to move.
Interfering is a physical
You
act.
need to move. You don't know the statute.
So
you need to move.
And that is assault.
Just grab
That is why I call Hot Springs Police
Okay.
Department trash. Because you could have just apologized and we could be cool, but you would rather hold your
Go ahead,
in
Mike.
your pants and walk in the police station. Can I get a complaint form?
Come out here Monday.
Yes, just hang. Yes, hang by.
Thank you.
Goodness. Here you are. Just fill this out here and bring it back up here. Just leave this top part. This is what we'll fill out. But you'll need the topic complaint and then fill out all your information. This is the affidavit part, okay?
10-4.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
14. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a good night.
I came to just ask some questions about what happened on Halloween to those girls, and look what happened to me.
That escalated quickly.
Literally, I'm asking him, would you go hands-on for littering? And he answered, I'll go hands-on for not littering. I'll go hands-on just because you're here asking me questions. So that answered that question. He definitely will for littering. So exactly that next Friday, Auditing Arkansas and I, we went back so I could officially submit my complaints against Sergeant Brown and my claim against the city for my broken property. So while we were there, we asked if we could speak to the captain that's over Sergeant Brown. Instead, the chief asked if we could speak to him instead, under the condition that we don't record and we do it privately in his office. So we went back and forth on that a little bit. They weren't going to budge. I said, screw it. I'd rather hear what he has to say in private than not at all. So we went back there to talk, and I didn't realize until after that I accidentally didn't shut off one of my cameras. So one of my cameras accidentally recorded the entire conversation. So we're about to listen to that conversation. All right, we are back. Auditing Arkansas and I are back at the Hot Springs Police Department. I need to submit my complaints and anything else I can to ensure we the people get some accountability out of these officers, out of that Sergeant Brown. I need to file a complaint against the sergeant. So I don't know if I need to speak to a captain or if you just had a complaint form or how you guys went about it. I also need to make a FOIA request or 2 or 3.
Do you know who Sergeant Brown's captain is?
Sergeant M Brown.
That would be Captain King.
Can we speak with Captain King? Or Captain King give us an audience?
If she's here today, let me check.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey guys,
Hey.
this is Justin.
That'd be me.
Mr. Justin, how are you, sir?
How's it going, man?
Doing good. I'm Officer Cervantes.
I'll take your hand.
Nice to meet you guys. Hey, I just talked to the chief.
Yeah.
He said he will see you if you want to come to his office.
I'd love to.
But obviously, if we're going to be in there, he's not going to allow you to record.
You can come out here then. We can record out here, right?
He said you're more than welcome to go in there and talk to him. He's willing to.
I'll take him up on that. Yeah, I'll take him up on
He said
that.
he's willing to sit down with you and talk to you.
I'd rather talk to him off camera than not at all.
Okay.
But let me finish my complaint, or is
Okay.
he in a hurry for me or something?
No, I can go back and let him know you're filling out your complaint, and as soon as you're done, I can come back and get you.
Yeah, okay. I'll take you up on that.
All right, sweet.
Cool. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So he's scared to talk on camera, but at least he'll talk.
What's your name?
So what can we do for you guys today?
Well, I was just here today to submit my complaints on what happened last Friday.
Okay.
I'm guessing you got wind of that.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Yeah. Have you opened an investigation into that already?
We have.
Yeah.
We're looking into it.
Cool. I'm glad to see you guys are doing that without even me coming in. That's awesome.
We are, and we don't take those kind of things lightly. We do handle issues as they arise, and we will address that from a command staff standpoint.
That makes me feel good. I appreciate that. That's really all I wanted, you know. I didn't want it to even escalate to that point, but I just want some accountability for what he did, you know. If I was to do that same thing, I'd probably still be waiting my court date right now, you know.
Like I said, we don't just overlook issues. If something's brought to our attention, then we're going to address it.
So are you aware? So he deprived me of my First Amendment right by taking away my camera and shutting it off. He also violated my Fourth Amendment right by seizing my property unlawfully and unreasonably. So those are two big deals right there.
Then you should list that in your complaint.
Oh, I did. I just wanted to bring it up to you in person, okay. But I got it full detailed in my complaint. Not to mention the assault charge and some other things. But you're looking at me like you don't agree with me.
He didn't say anything.
Yeah, he's giving me the old eyebrow. Like I'm.
That way.
That's just how you look.
That's just how he looks.
Would you agree that happened? If someone, if I have the right to film.
What you should do at this point, sir, is fill your complaint out.
Yeah.
And if you'll leave it with Officer Cervantes, he'll make sure that it gets to me.
Okay.
Okay, and we will definitely look into the matter. It will be addressed through review of his body cam and his report, and probably in speaking to him directly. He is not available right now. He's out of town. He had a planned vacation. He'll be back next week.
Okay.
And the assistant chief will meet with him.
Is he on any kind of leave right now while investigation's taking place?
Yes, he already had vacation on the book, so he's off on his own personal leave.
When he gets back, is he going to be on leave?
We'll determine that once you file your complaint.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. That was really it. I'd love to know your stance on it in some way.
Based upon everything that's happened at this point, based upon the phone calls that we've received, the harassment that the department's received, my staff has received, the death threats that I've gotten, and other things, I'm not going to make any more statements.
I have no part of that. I hope you know that.
Yeah, we no part of that.
It's part of your YouTube following, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, and as a YouTuber that's probably side effect of that.
It's no different than THV11 reporting on it and then people calling you because they saw it on the news. It's the same. It's literally the same thing.
It's been a little different, considering I've personally gotten death threats.
Well, yeah. Chief, let me personally apologize for that. There's
There's
no way I would, or Justin would ever condone someone making violent threats against anyone.
I echo what he just said.
We are peaceful protesters, basically is what we are. No violence whatsoever.
And I 100% support your right to protest, to video, to express yourself through speech, through your YouTube platform, whatever it is. Okay, that's what makes our country great.
Yes, sir.
Is the fact that we have a Bill of Rights, and that those cover all people that live in this country. I 100% believe that sincerely. Okay, that's not lip service. I live that.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I wore this badge for 26 years and served my community. And in doing so, I have many times ensured the rights of other people. Okay?
Good deal.
Sincerely, 100% I believe that. I don't mind telling you that if you had met Mr. Mike Brown in a different context, you would think he's one of the nicest guys you've ever met. And under a different context, okay?
Well, he was very quick to escalate to violence. I don't think anyone's a nice guy if it took about 5 minutes to go violent with somebody. I mean, that is telling. You can be nice as you want all day long, but that's your character right there. That's his character.
If you knew him in a different context.
I mean, I would never do that to anybody, and that's my character. His character is to immediately do that and get in people's face.
As I told you.
So I think he's been kind of showing you a different side than he really is. Anyone that escalates to violence that quickly, and gets that mad that easily, that's their character. He showed it. It's not like we were doing anything wrong at the time, you know. No one was calling anyone names. No one was getting in his face. He had no reason to act like that, but he did. And that's who he is.
You're entitled to your opinion, again.
Now, I don't have as much problem with, and I'm not going to file a complaint, but the lieutenant that came out there and talked to us basically laughed in our faces when he told him that, you know, he assaulted him and broke his camera. That's not conduct becoming of an officer. I was an officer in the United States Army. You don't laugh in somebody's face.
That's a lieutenant too.
I don't think he was laughing at you, but I understand what you're saying, and that can be addressed as well. We don't take any kind of misconduct lightly, okay? We will address it. We'll look into it as a command staff. He's got, Mr. Brown has a lieutenant, which is not Lieutenant Patrick that you met. Lieutenant Patrick was the one that was available, okay? He has a lieutenant, the captain, and then he's the assistant chief, and I'm the chief. Anyway.
All right, well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. He has his complaint ready. Did you give it to us?
No, I haven't turned it in yet. I was just finishing up whenever he came and got me, which is fine.
You can take time to finish it up. I do. I'm not trying to run you guys off. I do.
I feel you. I'll let you get to it
here in a little while, pretty quick. And but you guys are welcome to finish filling out the complaint. You can leave it with Omar. He will ensure that I get it. I've asked him to ensure that I get it.
Cool. Okay.
And again, never will we condone. If you personally got a death threat, I will make sure that I'll take measures to make sure that never happens again on my channel.
I can tell you that my staff has been harassed. We've had one individual in particular that has called here, according to himself, 230 something times.
Wow.
Okay, and every time that my staff answers, he won't let him get a word in. All he wants to do is badger him. I personally spoke to him myself, and I was as professional to him as I have been to you guys. Okay, but at some point, you guys have a right to make a complaint, okay? You have a right to put your video on YouTube, all that stuff. It's 100% your right. But we're also trying to serve our community. And if my phones are ringing off the hook 400 or 500 times a day just for people wanting to make snide comments or say something like, we think all you cops should be dead.
That's rough, man.
That
sucks.
That's the kind of thing that we've been dealing with for the last few days. Okay?
But we didn't.
In the meantime, I am serious about service to my community. When people call here, they need to be able to get a hold of us, and we need to be able to respond to their needs. If I have a little old lady who's 85 years old over here on South Street that has a burglary in progress in her house in the middle of the night, seriously in danger, we need to be able to get to her now.
You do.
Definitely.
And if our phones are tied up because people want to make threats to us and tell us that we're terrible human beings and that we should all die, and they're taking up our bandwidth on our phones doing that, then it makes it difficult for us to get to her.
Can you trace the number? Have him arrested. That's harassment.
Yeah, that's a death threat.
It's harassing communications.
Yeah.
To call a
It
place
doesn't
of
do
business.
anything else but arrest people that called here. So.
And then it would probably inspire other people to complain that now we've arrested him.
That's true. But if he actually threatened your life, though, he needs to be arrested.
Well,
that's my opinion.
I'll end on, I am not, please don't attach me to any of that. But I would also say, not to be argumentative or anything, but all that stemmed from the actions of the sergeant. It wasn't like I just said, hey everyone, Hot Springs PD's crazy, call them for me. The sergeant did something that everyone else saw, and then this is their reaction to it. So I would just like to say, don't forget that part as well, you know what I mean? Don't just be like these dang YouTubers. Well, that dang sergeant did something on YouTube, and now that's causing some unjustified backlash. I'll say it's unjustified backlash. I don't think it's justified what they're doing, I'm just saying, you know.
Here's the thing, I'm fine having a conversation with you. We will address your complaint. I'm not fine with all these other people who want to call and harass my staff and threaten them and so on and so forth.
We don't do
You have a legitimate reason to be here, okay? Many of them don't have a legitimate complaint other than they just want to harass. That's what their intent is just to call and harass, or send me emails harassing me, or you know, it's even gone as far as I've gotten a text on my personal phone.
Wow.
Okay, which is not, that's not.
Yeah,
okay.
No, it's not.
I would never do that to someone else.
No.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for letting us talk with you.
You'll leave your forms on one before you leave, and he will ensure that I get it out.
Thank you, guys.
Sir.
All right, that form's online now, so I'll have to go submit my claim against the city when I get home tonight. Okay, so if you're still here, it's because you wanted to see the results of the internal investigation on Sergeant Brown. So here it is. The letter reads, word for word, "Dear awesome patriot. This letter is intended to serve as a response to the complaint you filed with the Hot Springs Police Department concerning your interaction with Sergeant Mike Brown on 11/10/23. That matter was reviewed by administrative staff, and we feel that Sergeant Brown's actions during his interaction with you fell short of the expectations we have for all of our officers in regard to professionalism and courtesy with the public. Thus, Sergeant Brown was given official disciplinary action directly regarding to this incident. It has also received further guidance on citizens' rights to film, occupy public spaces, and how to better handle situations such as these in the future. It appears that Lieutenant Patrick met with you and listened to your concerns, along with providing you with a complaint form and an explanation about how to complete and file it. Corporal Ward's interaction with you seemed to be courteous and professional. These officers will not receive disciplinary action. Sergeant Brown's disciplinary action will become a permanent matter of record within his personnel file, but due to the nature of the discipline, no further disclosure about it can be made. If you filed a claim form online regarded to your damaged phone accessory, it will be routed directly to the City of Hot Springs Finance Department and will be brought to our attention once they receive and begin processing it. I did do that. We thank you for your attention in this matter, and we hope that you find any future interactions with our staff to be pleasant and up to the standards that we expect. And I did, and this is signed Chief William Hervarton, who is the new chief. He was the assistant chief. The chief there resigned, went somewhere else. I'm not sure the whole story on that. The assistant chief's now the chief, and he's the guy that we talked to in that conversation that we just listened to. I also did do a FOIA request for any retraining and any discipline that I can get out of them that happened to Sergeant Brown. Read 'em and weep, you bootlickers. Payout, random patriot style. 23 big ones. 23 American dollars coming at you. Payout, random patriot style. So Hot Springs PD did find Sergeant Brown to be in the wrong, and they did discipline him. I'm sure it was nothing. He didn't get suspended. I'm sure it was just a slap on the wrist, but the city did agree to pay me for my broken equipment. So in Arkansas, if the level of discipline doesn't rise to loss of pay, like termination or suspension, then they don't have to disclose what that discipline is. So I'm sure it's just a no slip in his file is all it was at best. I went through the training. He didn't appear to get any specific training to this after it happened either, so it doesn't seem that they really gave a crap, in my opinion. So he didn't get suspended, but coincidentally, that very next week after all this happened with him and I, he did take a week of paid vacation time. I can't prove it, but I'm thinking that this was an agreement that he had with the chief. That way it wouldn't go on his disciplinary record. He could just take some vacation time and not be there for that next week. I don't know. I'm honestly making some assumptions, but it is a weird coincidence if you ask me. So I do want to look at the official reports made by Sergeant Brown and Lieutenant Patrick because they're very telling of their mindset. All right, so this is Mike Brown's official statement. Sergeant Brown says, I'm not going to read everything word for word. I do want to just point out a few different things. He talks about walking outside. He sees the 2 units parked parallel in the parking lot. There's 2 unknown males between the cars with their cell phones recording the officers. He approached one, tried to explain to them that they are obstructing governmental operations. And then he says, the male subject wearing the ball cap became confrontational and argumentative. We just watched the video. I don't think that's how that went. So then he says, the male subject wearing the cap refuses to move. I approached him and advised him again to move. As I approached closer, he positioned his cell phone within approximately 12 inches of my face. We all just watched it. I didn't move an inch. I stood exactly where I was standing. I didn't move 1 inch, and he kept moving closer and closer and closer until he put his face within 12 inches of my cell phone. He is a liar. He then says, the subject refused to move. I removed his phone from my face, causing the plastic selfie stick to break. Again, I'm not going to read this word for word. It is here if you want to read it, but towards the end, he says that he apologized to both him and me, and then I became confrontational again. So now I want to look at Lieutenant Larry Patrick's report, and I am going to read the most of this because this is the most interesting to me. So he says, Chief, I was requested to the lobby of the PD in reference to a citizen asking for a supervisor. I was met by Sergeant Mike Brown, who stated there are 2 males outside that he told they were interfering in our operations, and when they failed to leave, he threatened them with arrest. I went and spoke to the 2 men, who were YouTubers, and were actively recording while trying to ask us questions about the Halloween incident. They were very polite and stated that while they were talking with our officers, after first asking them if it was okay to talk, that Sergeant Brown came up to them and told them they were interfering with the officers and that they needed to back up. So first of all, he calls me YouTuber. I guess I am. That's not really what I am, but sure. And then he is actually honest by saying that we are very polite. Because we were very polite the entire time we were there, so I'm glad he was honest about that. But then he says one of the men was then trying to embarrass Sergeant Brown by asking if he knew the 5 pillars in the First Amendment. So at the beginning of the video, I said this report exposes their comfortable, ignorant mindset. Their comfortably ignorant mindset. And I meant it because why would that be trying to embarrass them? If anyone in this parking lot should know the 5 pillars of the First Amendment, it should be the sergeant and the lieutenant. So asking someone a question that they should know should not be a form of trying to embarrass anybody. Why would, if I'm an expert in something, or if this is my job, let's say I fix refrigerators or whatever, and you ask me a question about refrigerators, would I assume you're trying to embarrass me? No, why would I? But just the fact that their mindset is, how dare he ask me a question I should know, because he knows damn well nobody in that entire department knows the answer to that. Nobody knows the thing that they all swore an oath to know. And he knows they don't know that. So he knows when I'm asking him something like that, that it's going to be embarrassing for the person that I'm asking it to. Because no one knows it there. And that is embarrassing. But it's not my fault. They should know that. I'm asking a question that he should know. I'm not attempting to embarrass anybody. If you knew the answer, you don't get embarrassed. That's on you for not knowing an answer that you should know that you should know. It is your job to know that. How do you walk around every day and not violate people's rights if you do not even know the First Amendment? All right, so I digress. So he then says, then attempts to keep on him about it till he gets a response. His response he got was Sergeant Brown coming up and grabbing his camera and breaking the plastic holder on it. So he admits that Sergeant Brown broke my stuff in response to me asking a question about the First Amendment. that he more than likely broke my stuff because he was mad and embarrassed. So that's what Lieutenant Patrick is admitting right now, is that Sergeant Brown broke my stuff and attempted to arrest me because he was mad and embarrassed. Okay, so what everyone's wondering. Everyone's always telling me to sue, sue, sue. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. So as this video is ending, let's take a look at how that's going for me. Any help is appreciated.
More Ledge Law Firm, this is Savannah.
Alright, do you guys handle civil rights litigation?
No, sorry. Unfortunately, the only thing we do here is criminal defense. River City Law, this is Logan.
Do you guys handle civil rights litigation?
We do not.
Do you know anyone that does?
No, not off the top of my head. McKinney, this is Emma. How can I help you?
Do you guys handle civil rights litigation?
No, sir.
No. Alrighty, thank you.
We do not. No, we don't.
Don't know. Let me transfer you just a second. Your call is being forwarded to a Mitel voicemail system.
No, we don't. Just family law matters.
Gotcha. Your Google, everyone's Google page says they handle it, but then no one does. It's weird.
Kate Faulkner's office, this is Christy. How may I help you?
Hello, do you guys handle civil rights litigation?
Not real in depth, depending like how civil rights as far as what type of, there's a variety variable that it could be.
This is my First and Fourth Amendment and 14th Amendment, and it's all open. It's all stuff that there's already Supreme Court cases on. I've already filed a complaint with the PD, and they already found their sergeant was in the wrong, and the city even paid me for my broken equipment. But what happened was I was filming on the front entranceway on the sidewalk to the police department in Hot Springs, and an officer took my camera from me and shut it off and broke my equipment and threatened to arrest me.
Oh wow. That one Keith wouldn't get involved in, and I apologize for that. I don't know of a lawyer off the top of my head, and Keith isn't in the office for me to double check to see if he knew one up in Hot Springs that would be able to assist with that, but that's not something he would be able to do.
Why is that? Just out of curiosity.
It's just for his caseload and what he has going on right now, and it just being him, he's got over 100 open cases, and it's just not something that he could take on at this time.
Gotcha.
Rick Donovan.
Hello. I was just transferred over here. I was wondering if you did civil rights litigation.
What kind of case is it?
I had an officer. I was standing on the public entranceway in front of a police station, and an officer took my camera from me and broke it and threatened to arrest me if I didn't leave public property. The police department did a internal investigation and found that the officer was in the wrong.
Where are you at?
This happened in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't do that type of case. Have you tried from a Garland County lawyer?
I've called quite a few all around. No one seems to be interested in it. Everyone kind of says they work with the police and they don't want to start anything that would cause any kind of harm to their relationship with the police. Is that?
Have you tried the TAP law firm?
Is it?
PAPP?
I have not.
Let me give you their number.
Awesome. Hello. Do you do civil rights litigation?
No, Mr. Tapp does not handle civil rights litigation.
I had someone refer me to him specifically for a case I had.
What's going on?
It's no big deal if you can. Another lawyer told me to call TAP. I was in Hot Springs at the police department on the main entranceway on the sidewalk filming with my camera, and I had an officer take my camera from me, shut it off, break my equipment, and threaten to arrest me.
He doesn't handle those type of cases. I'm sorry.
Why is that?
He just doesn't. He never has.
Never has. Is there a reason?
Never has.
So one reason I'm getting from people is that they don't want to harm their relationship with the police. Is that why you guys don't?
I'm not sure. I can't speak for Mr. Tapp. He's not here. I just know that he doesn't handle those type of cases.
All
He
right.
never has as long as I've worked here, so. But I don't want to put words in Mr. Tapp's mouth, so.
I understand. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Offices of Prescott and Malone, how can I help you today?
Do you do civil rights litigation?
Yes. Our attorneys are not in at the moment, but what I can do is take your information, get you on our system, and then they will give you a call back. They are swamped with court for the rest of the day, but they should be able to give you a call within 24 business hours.
Yeah, cool. That'd be great.